Mony lives life by passion, all passion. I think that's how he gets up in the morning and that's how he drives through his day.
Mony has this incredible energy. He's so authentic.
You only have to talk to Mony for a couple of minutes and you'll understand the passion that he has for this community.
Mony was born in Cambodia in the 70s during the Pol Pot era and the Killing Fields. And as a child, when he was very young, his family escaped out of that situation. And he's told me stories of walking across the country and escaping Cambodia, and then growing up in refugee camps in different countries, including the Philippines. That was his early childhood, and eventually his family did make it out to America, to Stockton. And I've heard stories of him stealing his third grade teacher's dictionary so he could learn English at home.
He wanted to be a police officer, and that wasn't easy because when he got here, he didn't speak English. So he had to become proficient, and that was a struggle. It's a long grind that he committed himself to. He served our community for over 17 years as a police officer.
He developed leadership training programs. They're summertime programs and they're mostly for middle school students. And it's about teaching young people as they're transitioning to adulthood how to become leaders in their community.
Raising our next generation of leaders, that's a big part of philanthropy and creating the circle and the synergy that make a community great.
Creating the Nonprofit Alliance, and the vision for that to bring together all of these groups, and there's over 100 of them now that belong to the Nonprofit Alliance.
There's countless grants that have been awarded because of the Tri-Valley Nonprofit Alliance. A lot of fundraising, networking, jobs, all these people that are out here doing really good things for this community that just don't have those resources. On top of running his own real estate business and operating 2 nonprofits, he also decided he wanted to write a children's book in the meantime. So he did, and he wrote a children's book, and it's all illustrated, and it's about a police officer, what police do and how to relate to a police officer and how they benefit the community.
You know, to come to a foreign land and do good and be a great, successful citizen, that is all the American dream.
On behalf of the St. Mary's Alumni Association, it is my honor to award the Meritorious Service Award to Mony Nop. Congratulations, Mony.
So I have to ask, because you're in a slightly different position than some of the people as a graduate student of St. Mary's. You'd experienced so much and accomplished so much in life before coming to St. Mary's. What made you choose to come to this institution, extend your education?
It was on my 8th year as a police officer. I was walking the hall of the Livermore Police Department, and I felt like I stopped learning. And so you have to think about where I came from. My father's a gambling addict, alcoholic when I was growing up. He was missing. My mother has 6 months of education in her entire life. And I felt like I wanted to be a leader, but I didn't know how. So in order to do that, I have to be more articulate and more educated in what we do. So someone said, hey, you should think about going to school, and you should be thinking about going to St. Mary's College. Well, at the time, I was going through divorce, fought for custody for the boys, raising 2 boys as a single father, going to school full-time and full-time police officer as well. So I decided I wanted to be educated. I want to be articulate. I want to be a leader. I want to be able to speak and talk in front of people with articulation, with stories, with emphasis of what it is that we're trying to do. So that's what I decided to come to St. Mary's College.
During your time here at St. Mary's, what's a memory that you treasure the most here?
I only stepped on campus 3-4 times during the whole time I was at St. Mary's College. I went to night school, so the instructor came to us at the local hotel in Livermore. But it was a collection of instructors that I got to meet. But more importantly, I read 6 books my entire life. And when I went, before I came to college, and then when I went through the program, it's opened up a whole new world to me that's never been done before. I became an avid reader, so today I can't stop to read something. If you go to my room, you'll find a book in a bathroom, magazines, floor. I mean, I just became such an avid reader, and that's because what have St. Mary's have done for me. So.
And your faculty, 15 years later, you have faculty here in the room supporting you today.
Yes, I have two St. Mary professors, Vishu, stand up for me, and Pat Mayfield. Yes, two of my St. Mary professors. Thank you so much.
That's a testament to you and a testament to St. Mary's faculty that really care about their students. And I talked to both of your professors before we got up here, and they're so proud of you.
Thank you.
So proud you're their student.
Thank you. And because of Pat, that's how the book was written here at St. Mary's College. And she made an exception and asked the staff to make an exception for me to write a book as a marketing piece. And how we just got it published. Took 14 years, but we just did it the last year. So thank you.
Congrats. And how does it feel to have one of the students who was involved with the Mony Nop Foundation now have gone on to become a St. Mary's student like you?
It's amazing. It's an amazing feeling. Con Flynn, I believe he's here. Yes, I'm not sure he's here today, but it's been an amazing experience, and to be able to be part of the community leader, and then influence others as well, to have an influence of how they live and what they do in their life. It's quite incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, our last question for you.
Yes.
When you talk to anybody about Mony, they say Mony knows everyone, Mony's a connector, and Chris told us the story when your video was getting made that anytime you meet someone, you have a notebook or something where you write notes about who they are, how you know them, how you met them. You put them in your phone. So I'm picturing like a 6,000 contact iPhone address book. Tell us about that.
So I have close to 6,000 people on my phone. And as you heard my story, where I came from, where my mother came from, it's almost like the story of if the apple doesn't fall from a tree, where would I be, right? Where should I be? So if you look at my family history, I've learned a lot of things through my hardship. And one of them, or two things in life that I know for sure, it's about who knows you and who do you know. So what I do is I create a contact field in my phone to create the almost 6,000 people now. I put their first name, last name, email address, phone numbers, their rental address, their home address, and also, more importantly, I write notes. So it's almost like the Dale Carnegie way of doing things, which is my favorite book of all time, by the way, How to Make Friends and Influence People. And basically, if you don't remember who they are, how many children they have, what they do, and what keeps them awake at night, more importantly, what's their passion, you can't connect. But when you remember those details about people, it's one of the most powerful things that you can do in your life. So that's why I have 6,000 people on my phone.
Thank you, Mony.
Thank you so much.